Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from downtown Manila in the Philippines at, would you believe, 11 o'clock at night. Yes, I do what it takes, guys. I'm here to help people, and got a great person today. She doesn't need any of my help. She does something similar to what we do, but she does it very, very well. Her name is Angie Dodge, and Angie is founder and operations consultant of a company called, my eyes are blurry, Moxie Virtual Solutions. Business operations and consulting and virtual executive support, which that means, guys, she does all the stuff that you should be doing and teaches you about systems. And I want you to think about systems for a moment, guys. You know, think McDonald's, they run $1 billion empire worldwide with 15-year-old kids that mothers can't get to clean their bedroom. Most of you don't know the difference. The difference is McDonald's have got a system. The mother hasn't got a system. If she had a system, they'd clean their bedroom as well. That's how it all falls down, guys. Years in the industry, 20 years plus, supporting executives and business leaders. Brief description, I help business owners and non-profit leaders who feel overwhelmed, which is every day, by the day-to-day operations in their organization, bringing clarity to their systems, processes, support structures. In other words, common sense stuff, guys, that a lot of you don't use. Through thorough operational management consulting, workflow development, and strategic administration support, my team and I help organizations get out of the weeds so that leaders can focus on growth, impact, and leadership. Do what you're supposed to do, guys. Do what you're good at, right? Key achievements, there's many of them. I'm not going to rattle them all up, but founder of Moxie Virtual Solutions, operational consultant for non-profit organizations, including leadership teams, navigating growth and organizational transition, creator of the Moxie Clarity Blueprint. That's an interesting one. Passionate mentor and advocate for women building careers as virtual assistants and operations professionals. Personal motto, clarity creates momentum. When leaders have the right system, support, and structure in place, they can focus on what they do best and truly move their mission forward. It gets so much easier, guys, trust me. Less is more, right? I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I believe my purpose is to help people organize their vision, remove obstacles, and create structure, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this lady here is a people person, guys, and that's what you've got to be in this business. You've got to be in the people business, right? So it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, Angie. How are you, Angie?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
Going awesome considering. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career. What happened all those years ago that got you on the track?
I'll be honest with you. I was working in the corporate space and I had a momentary lapse of reason where I spent a lot of money just randomly shopping, ended up with some debt, and realized, you know what, Angie, that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And I wanted a side gig. I feel like I had this, I've been an executive assistant for forever. That's a skill set that people would pay for. I feel like, I'm an event planner, I'm an organizer. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, God, I have skills that people would pay for.
Yeah.
And the next day I go into work and the young lady asks me, she's like, Angie, I'm a busy single mom. I have a to-do list a mile long. I need you to help me to do my to-do list because you get stuff done and I'm going to pay you to do it. I kid you not, that was the next day.
Nice.
She was my first client and it was only supposed to be a side gig. It's just going to be kind of concierge work. Fast forward a few months, I lose my job. And the only job I could get as I was looking for my real job was as a fractional executive assistant for a local boutique consulting firm. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I thought to myself, hey, I'll do this in the meantime. I can make some good money while I look for my real job and forever job.
Sure.
And that was 6 years ago. And we have supported numerous companies and organizations throughout the country. I can't wait to get one in a different country. I feel like that would be huge for me. But yeah, so it all was, when I say it was accidental, it was completely accidental. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like God has put me in my purpose, in my place where I'm supposed to be. And it feels different now. It doesn't feel like it did in the corporate space.
I've got a very good client in Australia, and she's like quadrupled her business in the last 12 months. And she specializes in one area. She helps tradesmen because most of them have got no bloody idea.
They don't. My husband's a tradesman, so I get it.
She helps trade, and she knocks them into shape. She abuses them, knocks them around.
Oh yeah, well they usually like that. So
they do they need it. Some of them, right? Tell me, what's been the most challenging aspect of your work, Angie, and how are you overcoming it?
Oh my gosh, the lessons. Last year was huge for me when it comes to lessons. And so, but also it's not just the lessons, it's sitting and being quiet and thinking about what are those lessons trying to teach me so I can do it differently.
Uh-huh.
Last year I had a huge moment. I finally got a client that I say she's a local woman. She's kind of in the same circles that I'm in. I love her. I love her business. I've just been waiting for her to come as a client. Well, February of last year, she made the decision. I'm ready for you. I am ready for you. I know exactly how I want to grow my business. I got it. I want 80 hours a month, which technically is like the highest. I'll give you as many hours as you want, but that was like our highest package at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a happy dance. I'm like, oh, I got you. I got you. And I have the perfect assistant for you. We're going to get you started. And there we go. That's all I did. And guess what? 3 months later, guess what happens? She goes down to 40 hours a month.
Yeah.
And then she goes down to 20. And then guess what? Guess who's no longer a client because she really wasn't ready for us, or she wasn't ready for us at 80 hours. So I didn't ask any questions. Yeah. I didn't qualify her. I didn't do my due diligence. And I just assumed that she knew what her business was, what's going on in her business.
Some people, I'm a bit of an angry ant sometimes. I'm a bit like Grant Cardone. And I ring up these clients in America and I say, John, I'm going to jump on a plane next week. And when I get over there, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to piss you off because I'm running your business now. So I might as well come and get all the money.
Yes. Well, and so that's, so what I realized at that time is that business owners feel the pain, but they don't know how to articulate what that pain is and how they need the help. They just know they need help. And that's was the first. Yeah. That's the first step to the Moxie Clarity Blueprint. That's what was the spark that started it.
Yeah. Tell us an important moment in your career where you pretty much changed direction. I guess you've covered it a bit in some of your stories, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the more interesting question is how I got started in this space. And my ex-husband was in the military, and we lived overseas in Germany. And the only job I could get was a commander secretary. And to be honest, they really, I don't want to say they don't care about the civilian employees, but nobody really, as long as I showed up and helped them a little bit, they were happy. Yep. But that's not how I am. Sure. So by the time I left there, I had won Civilian of the Year. Mm-hmm. And I was doing things and creating, but that's just how I am. But I've made a rule that no matter what job I'm in, I am really going to exploit it and make it mine completely. And I believe wholeheartedly. So I was never truly an assistant. I always called myself a business partner. I would always truly partner with my executive. I figure out what the priorities are. What are they working on? How do we elevate the team? How do I fit into that?
It's like a marriage sometimes, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I always hated calling it that, but it is. It's the closest thing to a marriage in the business space that you'll have. Yes. Really? But that's where I became really good. And that's one of the reasons why I'm such a huge advocate for development of assistants, because there's very little out there for them. There's typically no career plan. And you get me on that topic and I won't ever shut up. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your opinion, Angie, what are the key qualities and skills that have contributed to your amazing success? What do you mean? What do you believe they are?
I believe wholeheartedly. First of all, it's my transparency. I'm very direct in how I work with people, but in a respectful way. I'm not that person that gives you direct feedback and then brings it up a week later. Once I give it, it's done. We're not having the conversation again. But that, and I do believe there is some God-given talent with just being able to be a problem solver. I'm able to really pick up on the gaps of, processes or lack thereof of any process. But I also think too, what I've learned is the beauty of supporting the military is you have to learn how to adapt to change, because everybody rotates, whether it's 1 year, 2 years. I figured it out over the past 20 some plus, maybe close to 30 years I've been in this role. I've supported like 1.56 executives a year. Wow. So it's a constant revolving door. So I'm the one that becomes the chameleon. I can adapt to any executive. And I believe that right there, the ability to be open to change, roll with the punches, be able to know where my role is in that, and to just really jump. I have no fear, really. I just jump in. I'm not the one that asks for permission. I ask for forgiveness.
I like that. It's a good. I'm going to steal that line. It's a great line. Right. Tell me, you mentioned that. I'd also say you've got you're a good listener. You've got good empathy, and the other thing you've got, you call it spade a spade. You've got integrity. You say it like it is, and a lot of people haven't got integrity. And then integrity is everything. You haven't got integrity,
Yes.
you've got nothing. Right? It's pretty
Okay.
simple. Tell me, Angie, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field and find new things to do?
Ooh. Well, the motivation is interesting, especially when you're sitting here and you have long, horrible winters and you don't even want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
But I will be honest, when I said earlier that I have a different feel for what I'm doing now, this is mine. And this, I didn't have any children. I didn't
Yeah.
have any children, so I'm nothing. This is what I'm leaving behind. This is my legacy, whatever that looks like. Did I help businesses grow? Did I help save a business because
Right.
we came in and put the processes in place? Did I help a woman become an assistant who had no job and wasn't able to provide for her children? That is why I get out of bed every day and I do this.
Yeah, it's a passion. When
Yeah.
you've got a passion, you haven't got a job. I mean, I went down the AI rabbit hole yesterday at about lunchtime, and next time I put my head up, I kid you not, I got a shock of my life. It was 7:30 at night, and I thought it was 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I understand that too.
Yeah, unbelievable. I was just trying to solve some problems, right? So
Mhm.
like a dog with a bone. Tell us about it. You've got many of them, but tell us a recent project or achievement that amongst your many, give us one that you're particularly proud of.
Oh, I'm super excited. So right now we're currently working with the local nonprofit. It's Dress for Success in Cincinnati. And now Dress for Success is a worldwide nonprofit for women who are
Yeah,
getting back into the workforce.
right.
I've always wanted to partner with them because it aligns very much with what I'm passionate about with supporting women.
Yeah,
And we're coming in and helping stabilize their operations. We're making sure, we're adding SOPs where they don't have standard operating procedures, where
yeah,
they don't have any, or fixing the ones that they do, figuring out where the gap is, making sure
right.
that their people are aligned with their job descriptions. If they're not, let's fix it. I
Yeah,
partner with the executive to make sure that the structure and things are happening to just be able to have a firm foundation from the organization because their mission is critically important to women who are getting back into that workforce and getting jobs. And if I could just do that every day with one nonprofit after the other, I
yeah.
would retire happy.
Lovely. Yeah, I got to tell you a funny story. One of my clients came on, and she was really a lady, a nice lady, and she was about 60, but looked about very well groomed, looked about 45, and she said to me, I love this. She said, "Jeff, I'm a CEO, not a CEO." Right? And I thought that was so cool. And it made me think straight away. My mind went into overdrive and I said, "Isn't this amazing? You meet this lovely lady when you're 25, you get the house with the white picket fence, and she turns that house into a home. Then she has your children. Then she nurtures them and feeds them and does everything behind the scenes. Then she does the laundry. She sends you out in the morning, the mail, with a nice clean shirt and you cut lunch in your briefcase and a kiss. Go get them, Tiger. You go out there for 8 hours while she's behind you working 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So
Women run the world. We run the world, I have to say.
absolutely, it's a fact, right? They don't get that, and it's good to see them coming up more and more these
Yes.
days. They're coming up,
Yes.
and I see a lot of women's groups with my work, and it's nice to see that starting to make an impact, which is fantastic.
I love it. Yes. Yes.
They've been too humble for too long, right? Tell me, what advice would you give a 20-year-old, a niece or a nephew? Someone comes to you and says, "Look, I've just left school. I'm not sure what I want to do with myself." What would your advice be?
Do a bunch of different things.
Of
Try
course.
everything out. In your 20s, try everything
Yeah.
out.
Got
You
some.
know what? Go be a server, go be a bartender, go travel a little bit. Don't stay, life is too short to stay in one place when you're that young. Go figure it out. Go figure yourself out. I have a very smart niece she's a kind of a jack of all trades. And it is interesting. I do tell her, I'm like, go do all these things, but however, do remember, you now have, like, I didn't have the internet back in the day. There
Right.
are no pictures of me. There is nothing, before I became in my 20s, 30s or something, there's no record of me. And I'm
Yep.
like, you still have to be smart. But go figure yourself out. I don't feel like in those moments that those 20s are there for you to do different things. Try it. Don't be afraid. You know, fake it till you make it if you have to. I mean, you have all of these tools out there. AI exists for you to go out there that it could tell you how to do something, YouTube it, but try different things, figure out what your passion is. And I do believe, and I'm slightly envious of these generations coming up, because I feel like they're figuring that out way more than what my generation did.
We worked.
And
You and I worked really bloody hard for our money. Some of these
yes,
coming on in their early 20s and doing some crap on TikTok and becoming multi-million.
right. Yeah. They're showing toys. Like, I'll never forget this, like 10-year-old little kid on YouTube, giving his opinion of toys, and he's making money. I'm like, what is going on here?
That's pretty cool, eh? That's cool.
Yeah.
How cool is that? That's clever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That stuff. I was on a podcast the other day. I'm going to help this boy. He's 16, and he was in there like with all us adults, and carving it up. They're fantastic. And I thought I'm going to get hold of this kid and mentor him, right?
I love it.
Yeah, he's fantastic, right? Tell me, looking ahead, you're only at base camp at the moment as a young woman. What are your goals and aspirations for the future?
I want to speak. I love being on the stage. I've done stage plays in the past.
Yeah.
I want to impact as many women as I can. So, I hate saying it because it's just so boring, or I shouldn't say it like that. Please forgive me, all you coaches out there. I want to work one-on-one with women. I want to coach them, how to get the best out of themselves, how to figure out their journey, all the things that I have struggled with. I would love to do that one-on-one, continue developing virtual assistants, and tell my story on the stage. That's where I love to be, and I love to teach, and I love to travel. So I figure I might as well do it all and get paid.
And the good advice you gave earlier, travel's so much bloody fun, because you meet, the interesting thing, guys, you don't meet your neighbors or the people who haven't never left their suburb. You meet like-minded people. It's a whole new world. You meet all these wonderful like-minded people. You communicate and you learn from each other. And the other thing I'd suggest here, reach out to people like myself or Angie, get a mentor, because a mentor can shave years off the journey.
Yes.
Imagine the mistakes that Angie's made. How many mistakes have I made, guys? I made hundreds of them. In fact, people used to come to me once upon a time. I used to be called the marketing godfather. Now they call me the marketing grandfather. But that's another story. And they come to me and they'd say, Jeff, you're so successful. What's your secret? And I'd say, my secret? Do lots of shit and be right more than you're wrong.
Well, that's true too.
I just did lots of shit and I made a lot of mistakes, but the idea was I pulled myself back. I tried to be right more often than when I was wrong. Simple. And I made
That's all we can hope to be on a daily basis, quite honestly. That should be my mindset every day I wake up. Let me just hope to be right more than I'm wrong today.
Yeah, that's right. And even test and measure. They called me in Australia. I got the title, like the World Championship. They called me the Red Button Man. I told all these people, stuff's sake, go to your website. It's not about you. Put a big fat red button on there and say to people, click here. Then people will go exactly where you want them to go. And behind the landing page, because your website's like a department store. They're lost. You know your website. They don't know your website. So make sure they go where you want them to go by putting that big fat red button on there. It works.
That's good advice. I like it.
People tell me they've doubled their business overnight with that red button idea alone, right? I'm worth more money.
Simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid, I say.
Absolutely. Very, very important. Tell our listeners, Angie, what's the best way for people to reach out and find out more about your wonderful services? How can they do that?
So right now our website is under construction because we've created this Moxie Clarity Blueprint, and everything kind of has to, align with that. But you can always go out onto LinkedIn. We're out there on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And then you can always email me directly at Angie at Moxie Virtual Solutions.
There you go, guys. And don't forget, guys, 15 minutes of fame, as you can see, it's like talking to a friend. Everyone has got a story, and we'd love to hear your story. And I want you to think about this, guys. A TV commercial is going to set you back $20,000 or $30,000. People are in the middle of a movie, the commercial comes on, what do you reckon they do? They don't watch your commercial. They jump up and grab a hot dog, grab a beer, or go to the toilet, right? Your commercial's wasted. 10 radio spots in the BBC is going to set you back $4,000 or $5,000, and they'll play them like they promise. They'll play them at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep, right? Come on, 15 minutes of fame. It's all about you. This is a very unique podcast like nothing you've ever seen before. We turned the whole thing into a mini movie all about you and your life. And what we do with it, we put it across Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook group, YouTube, and our new school platform with all your social media links, potentially putting in front of hundreds of prospects. And if you're smart, rather than put it in a drawer, you go on LinkedIn and say, I was interviewed by the business guru, and you'll keep using it. You put it in your email signature. It's evergreen. It's your story. So get that story out there, folks. Before we wrap it up, Angie, I want a fun fact from you about something that most people don't know about you. What is it?
Well, a fun fact about me that most people don't know. So I always believe for a long time in January, I always believe I had to start something new, do something in the year that I've never done before. Mm-hmm. And the Leo in me has always thought that I should have been on the stage. And I never did stage plays as a kid. I was never in drama or anything like that. I just think, again, it's just a comfortable place for me to be. Yep. And I auditioned for my first play just out of the blue. It was in February, so it tied into my New Year's resolution of trying something different. And I got a part in the Diary of Anne Frank. Nice. And that was my first play that I did. And I did consecutive plays. I did like 15 thereafter. Wow. And in one of the plays, this is why it's fun to be in a play, because you get to do and be something that you're not. Yeah. So in one of the plays, I got to act like I was high on marijuana, and I got to make out with a really cute guy on stage.
Pretty cool. Knowing you, you probably had a few puffs before you went on.
That's my secret. You'll never know.
You're a bundle of joy, Angie. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, my friend. Any last words for our audience before we wrap it up?
Listen, being an entrepreneur is not easy. But, one of the things that I have learned is the people that you engage with, that's what keeps you going. Doing this podcast has been awesome. It re-energizes you. I'm excited to see what comes from it. So my thing is, everyone out there, if you get the opportunity to get on a podcast, get on this one, just get your name out there. Take advantage of all of the resources that you have.
Awesome. Great advice, my friend.